Media City, where I've been joined by the Damned. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Thanks so much for coming in and playing for us again. Just really thrilled about this. And so we're looking at 49 years after I first saw you play, I would imagine, and 50 years since the first Damned gig. So that's just the cards on the table. We're all that old.
Yeah.
But we're still here and we're still doing it. And, you know, if you want to say that you've cemented your name in legend, there's no doubt about it with the Damned. But my daughter, Beth, she got in touch with me earlier on. Just a pure coincidence, OK?
Yeah.
And she's been watching the TV today, and she was watching Celebrity Mastermind. And Stuart Pearce was in there with his chosen subject, predictably, probably, of punk rock. OK? Hang on.
Finish, which record label founded by Jake Riviera and Dave Robinson released some of the most notable singles of the punk era in the UK, including New Rose by The Damned and Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick by Ian Dury and the Blondes.
Okay, so yeah, already that's pretty cool, you know. And then followed by...
Yes, which band, together with The Clash and Johnny Thunders and The Heartbreakers, supported Sex Pistols on their infamous Anarchy tour of the UK in 1976, but was sacked after only a few gigs because of a disagreement? The Damned. Yes.
Now, you see, a double-edged sword that, but at least he got it right.
Yeah.
You got the answer right, and so you've been on Mastermind tonight, not once, but twice. You've arrived.
Infamy.
Oh, they've all got it in for me.
Zimmer frames on stun.
Oh no. Okay, so let's get to the album then. Your new album, Not Like Everybody Else, which is, you know, it's a fantastic celebration of various different bands, but all brought together under the guise of, you know, a tribute to Brian James. So would you like to explain exactly kind of how the whole project came about, whose idea it was?
It was everyone. Is your mic working, right?
Yeah, the thing was we realised that Brian was a massive influence on us through his musical tastes, and it just seemed very fitting that we should kind of tip our hats to him and the songs that influenced him and in turn influenced us.
Okay. I mean, do you know, it's fair to say, is it not, that Brian was a big influence on his peers in 1976, and, you know, all the other people around him, kind of, he was a bit of a touchstone, wasn't he? Because he knew his stuff, and he was already a really accomplished player, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah.
When Mick Jones out the Clash turns around and says, Brian James explained what punk was to me, you got to take that man seriously.
Wow, okay. And I believe also that several people had their hair cut like him, just to kind of cast off the previous life that they'd had of, you know, long hair, which, you know, a lot of us had long hair, didn't we? I mean, you know, Captain. And so, but it's true, isn't it? I mean, that was kind of the year zero where kind of the scales fell. There's no denying that. I mean, I love Bowie and Genesis and all kinds of stuff, but when the punk thing happened, it kind of changed a lot of people's lives, not least everybody in this room.
It was very brave to have your hair cut that short in 1975, you know, because no girl would look at you if you were, you know, if you didn't have hair down your back. So that was the initiation, you know, for joining the Damned. Get it chopped and there you go.
That and burning your flares.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what? I didn't know whether I suspected something else was afoot or not, but we've probably all seen that photograph of Johnny Rotten, Lydon, with a T-shirt. It was a Pink Floyd T-shirt, and it had "I hate Pink Floyd," right? And I wonder if he had that T-shirt and just wore it genuinely beforehand, and then he just kind of like, oh, I can't be seen in that. No, I know, I'll put "I hate Pink Floyd" on it. Who knows? He probably wouldn't answer that question if I was to ask it. Okay, so going back to Brian then. So Rat, it was you who introduced Brian into the scenario, was it? I mean, you and Captain Newman, you introduced him to Dave, is that right?
Well, kind of. I met Brian when London SS was on the go with Mick Jones and Tony James, and we decided to form a band, and I'd met Dave previously, and then when Brian met Dave, he just said, yeah, you know, he'll do. He's the one. And
I had to audition.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
And you were very good.
Have I got the job yet? That's what I want.
We're still trying him out.
Yeah, okay. And so, I mean, Brian actually only lasted 2 years in the band, didn't he? And so, again, Brian rejoined in 2022, is that right?
Yeah, I think about right. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a little earlier as well. 90s, we did a really must be
91.
going tour type thing.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Well, Brian made the band, and then he also broke the band up after the second album.
Yeah.
And it was, what the hell do we do now? But luckily, we're all writers, all musicians, and we went from strength to strength after that.
You sure did. I mean, obviously, and Captain, you were a guitarist anyway. You just deferred to bass, didn't you? And then went back
Yeah.
to the guitar. So,
Yeah, but I wouldn't have joined on bass for anyone, because I was trying to steal like sort of Jimmy Page's licks and Hendrix and all that, But Brian was such a phenomenal player, and he had a style all of his own, It was like Chuck Berry on speed, really.
I mean, I will always remember the first time I heard that riff for New Rose. I mean, it was ferocious. And of course, I mean, with The Damned, you were the kind of the debutantes. I mean, you had the first single, the first punk album, and first punk band to go to America, and all of those kind of accolades and feats.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Yeah, and
Yes, we did.
Quite a while ago.
good man. And so I also read a great story about Captain and Rat. You both worked as ushers,
I think Ashes is tarting it up a bit.
Is it
to be
really?
honest.
Okay.
Toilet cleaners, I think, is the...
Is that
Porters
right?
was our official
Okay,
title.
and I can imagine you two just causing havoc, and I would imagine a great reality TV program would have been following you two around Fairfield halls, getting up to mischief. Did any of the bands that you saw coming through there have any kind of influence on you?
The biggest influence was Mrs. Mills.
Oh,
Believe it or not.
yeah.
She'd go on stage every night. She was part of the Mike and Bernie Winter Show. And
Really?
she'd go on, and me and Captain would go and watch her every night, because every single night she'd play her set, and after 5 or 10 minutes, everyone in the hall would be up on their feet and joining in. And she knew how to rock, believe it or not. She really knew how to win the audience over, and it was a real lesson of like, it's kind of, if what you do is if you got a bit of passion and commitment and belief in it, and you do it for real, everyone else notices and joins in with that.
Do you know what? I never saw that coming tonight. I thought I'll sit down and have a chat with the Damned and find out. We know some of your influences. Obviously, you can hear them on the album, not like everybody else, but perhaps you should have done a Mrs. Mills tune on there as well.
There's still time.
Monty, you need to get the sheet music out for some of this stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
There you go. That's the sound of a gauntlet being thrown down. Okay, and so you've got the tour coming up, or you've got the date coming up in Manchester on Wednesday night, and it's the only time, is it right, that you're actually doing the tunes in the entirety of this album?
Yes,
this
so it's a
country,
very
yeah.
special evening, just this album,
Right.
which is terrifying.
Well, this is the first time you've played them in public, isn't it?
Exactly.
Tonight.
Yeah, and
Right
and
now.
we learnt them, played them in 5 days, the album. So now we've had to go back, and although we're familiar with quite most of them,
Yeah.
it's amazing how you don't know what the words are when you come to them. From my point of view,
You don't need to, do you? I mean, you just say, like you say. I mean, most of the songs are ingrained in you, but you're not gonna be in a situation automatically where you can perform them. So it's quite a lot of work for you to do, isn't it?
no, but it's just amazing how many people that you think you know a song, and you hear someone singing, and you realise that all the words are wrong, totally wrong. It happens all the time, and it happens to me too. So,
Yeah, you mishear something and sing it forever, don't you?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Okay.
I was a pigeon in Leicester Square, apparently.
Right. Okay. You're going to do 4 songs for us. There's going to be a gap between the third and fourth, but you're going to do Heartful of Soul, Gimme Danger, and followed by Summit in the City. And the last tune will be Making Time. Is that right?
That's right.
We've got that right. Okay. Well, just thrilled to say the Damned live in session. Here they are.